right, y'all. So let's share my screen. I'm definitely going to do another one where we can see each other. Okay, well, welcome. I'm glad that y'all are here. This is going to be also available for replay, so I'm glad whoever's watching. Wow, so here to share more with you about this opportunity in Ghana to purchase land in what is called Asebu Pan-African Village. And I'm just excited that so many of you are interested. You can follow me on social media. That's where I put most of the updates. I was really trying to get more videos and pictures for this today, but couldn't really do that. So there's lots of videos and pictures on my Instagram, and I will continue to put out content, but Instagram's kind of where it's at. If you want to actually see what I'm showing you, I'm going to do as much as I can today, but more pictures, more like behind the scenes of the process. So I'm going to just start with this, and this is on the website. So I definitely encourage everybody to do your own research. It's always important to just see, dig deeper into the project. I mean, everything that I'm telling you today is the facts as regards to the actual cost of land and the process. But like, if you want to learn more about the area, you want to learn more about the project, get other people's perspectives, see more videos, see more. A lot of people are doing this, over 600 people so far. So a lot of people are talking about it. So definitely take your time to look it up. But this is from exactly a screenshot from their website. And I really loved it because it talks about the power of the diasporan community. $1 trillion in 2013. This is so old. This is you know, this is 10 years ago. So it's even stronger today. But the goal of this project is the chief release land to really want to bring those diasporan dollars. So a lot of us, we'll hear about people going to Africa, and generally many times it's when they're retired. And so they're coming with their pension or with their retirement funds, and they're, a lot of the expats, a lot of the people that are here now, they're older people, but then now it's like there's a wave, and they're really wanting that wave to come and actually help build a community, help contribute, help. Why would they need to rely on other countries? Why would, Africa need to continue to lean on other people, other nations, when the diaspora, as all of us all over the world, we're our own nation? So that's kind of the point that they're making, but that really resonated with me. So I decided to visit. So let me go to my next slide. Just a little bit about me while everybody is joining and coming in. Trying to see how I can, sorry you guys, this is I can't really see the questions. Give me 1 second. Well, I have to stop sharing my screen to see the question. Here we go. All right, got it. No questions so far. Great. So serial entrepreneur, 6-time founder. I've been starting companies for 23 years, and I think today there's 3 still open and operating. I'm an investor. My passion for Africa, African American studies, African American history has been since I was a kid, but I actually studied it in college as well at Ohio State, and that's my minor, just because I wanted to take every class possible and really learn. And I just love us. So if you know anything about me from the rest of my career or messages, or if you're an investor in PopCom or flat out, you just know that's always been my platform, is to just empower us. And so my goal was always to go back to Africa and live in Africa. And I studied all the movements that tell us to go back to Africa. And I just came and jumped back into it, but traveled all over the world and traveled to 30 countries. So, not too shabby, but I definitely have friends that have been to more. So I love that I'm now on a continent with 54 countries. I'm definitely going to be adding more. I've been to 7 countries in Africa so far, 7, and just been traveling to see what feels like home. And before, I used to think it was Mexico. Honestly, I thought I was going to end up in Mexico, or I liked Belize or some of the, maybe I'll go to Jamaica. Jamaica felt like home. But then when I first came to Ghana in 2019, it really just did automatically feel really good. Like it just had a feeling like it was like, it's I will be honest, like not the most beautiful country I ever visited when we were talking about, which by the way, Ghana is absolutely beautiful. So I hate to even downplay it. But when you think about like, oh, Bali, or like I'm gonna go live in Tulum, just it Accra. And I won't say Ghana as a country because Ghana is very beautiful, but like Accra, the cities, I didn't come and like, oh, I just love this city. But it was more so like the energy. It felt like home to me. And so I decided to start doing business in Ghana in 2019. And I invested in a startup, just started to learn the culture, just started to learn how things are going, and really just kept my eye on the economy, like what's going on. And then COVID. So obviously that slowed down a lot of things, but I still didn't take my sights off of Ghana. But I started to just look and see what other countries have opportunities as well. So I decided to move to Africa in October of 2022. And I moved to Rwanda first. Rwanda, that's a whole nother opportunity I'll talk about in months from now. But I did very much love Rwanda, but something, Ghana was calling me back still. And so I said, okay, let me just go back to Ghana and, you know, just see where I'm being called to Ghana so strongly, even though I do love Rwanda, but it still feels like home. So after meeting some people in the community, I visited Asebu, which is, I'll show you where it's at on the map, but it's in Central Region. And again, I loved what I saw. And I've always wanted to build a town. And I don't want to talk too much, but I do want to share because this is what inspired me and this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I want to give you some context. But I travel a lot, and I went to a city in California called Solvang, Solvang, Solvang. It's like driving from Los Angeles if you're headed down to San Diego. And I was so impressed. And I've always get really impressed when I come to little towns, but this was really impressive because in the early 1900s, some Dutch settlers, they came and they bought this land in California. It's really close to a reservation currently, and they built their own town, and it looked just like you feel like it's Dutch. It's a Dutch town. The buildings and everything feels like you're over there in Amsterdam or something like that. And I was like, wow, like why can't we build our own town? I mean, that was always how I felt. Like, why can't I build my own town? Or me and people that I know build our own town? Or like, what's stopping us from building our own town? And I felt like one day I was going to do it. I was going to do it in America, but all the things that have been going on recently, just so many things, and this is not what this is about. Like, this is certainly not an anti-America session, but like really just motivated me with the shootings and things of like, I just need to change a pace. I need to go ahead and pursue that. So when I got to Asebu and came across this village, which I don't like the name, I personally don't like the name because it's not really a village. It's really a community. It's really a city. But when I came across it, I thought I was visiting a village, I heard about it. You got to go visit this Pan-African village. I'm thinking I'm about to walk up with some little huts or like a little tourist village. No, it's nothing like that. It's like people building homes and people from all the diaspora, a lot of people from the UK, Jamaica, Americans, they're there. And as I said, there's about 600 there. So when I got there and I met Steve and I looked around and I was like, all right, I'm feeling this. And a lot of you guys were sending me questions or asking me questions on Instagram. Me, I'm real energy. I'm real like, am I feeling this? I went back twice and I'm like, I'm buying land here. I'm about to build. I want to be a part of this. And so many of the questions I should have asked in the beginning, I didn't, because I'm just like, oh yeah, want to be here. But luckily it's very legit because I've heard of a lot of nightmares of things happening. So this is interesting. None of my pictures are showing up right here. So let me stop this really quick because I want to show you the pictures. And I'm going to just pull up the master presentation. And welcome everybody who just joined. If you missed anything, you didn't miss much. I'm talking to give people a chance. And then again, to give you a background too. Where the heck are my pictures? This is really crazy. You're going to want to see some of these pictures, but to give you background on everything of why, like why here. Here it is. Okay. That was really weird, but we're going to be back. I'm going to share my screen now. Okay. Do not mind like the presentation outline. I'm sure you don't care about all of that. As long as you can see it. Okay. So here we go. The Asebu, here we are, Accra, where I'm currently at the moment. That's the main city. That's where you would fly into. There are other airports, but this is just the most convenient place to go into. And then it's about 2.5 hours. No. If you get up really early and avoid traffic, it could be 2.5 hours, but it could be closer to 3.5. But it's on the way to the dungeons. So most people, when they come to Ghana, of course, they want to go to Elmina and Cape Coast dungeons. And it's over here. As you see, Asebu is here. So you take this road, it goes a straight road, in one straight road all the way from across to Cape Coast, and you keep going and you just turn off. So it's not, it's a little bit, it's about 20 minutes, 25 minutes away from Cape Coast, so away from that beach. But if you want to get to a beach, it's about 10 minutes, like from a beach, from the ocean, but it's not like that. You definitely want to go ahead and take that 20-minute drive down to Cape Coast, Elmina, and get the more developed beaches. But the bottom line is like you're right here on the beach. And when you think about it, it's exciting that it's not that developed, because when I think in my mind about this, it's really something like a 20, 30-year thing. I talk about when I'm in Ghana, I feel like I went back 20 years in time. So many things from, a lot of things, infrastructure, a lot of things, even cultural, like mindset. It's about 20 years behind. People are still doing things with paper, as I've explained, and I'll continue to explain further. So it's kind of good that you're going 20 years back in time, hopping back in time. AI is not taking over everything over here. And at the same time, there's so much development opportunity. So I see 20, 30 years of what it can be. And to have land that's 10 minutes from the beach is nice. It's not beachfront. There is beachfront land available, not in this particular project, but there is plenty of that available in Ghana as well. And then this is just like some of the footage of like the raw land. So this is a plot that I cut out. And actually my land is over here, back here. I'll talk about this in a moment. But you can just see like the land, like what it looks like. And I have some videos as well. Okay, let's keep going. All right, a little bit of background on this particular community. The Paramount Chief, which I just love it. I just love being in Africa. I just cannot get over how much I love it, because the chief, like it's the whole chief. I still be tripping all the time, because growing up it was like, I hate to sound this way, but I watched Coming to America, and even when I studied African history as a student, and we hear about kings and queens and chiefs, and they're all over, like it's all kinds of queens and chiefs that I see, and I just get excited, like, oh my God, but anyway, back to this real topic. The chief, he is the paramount chief, meaning he's over all of the chiefs in the region over here in Asebu, in the central region. And for Year of the Return, they issued an apology, like, we're really sorry for the role we played in slavery. We're going to release 5,000 acres of land to, just come home and contribute, bring your intelligence, your money, bring your, all that, like your home, like come back and we'll give you land for free. Now, it is free. That's the word. That's like the marketing. If you Google it and it's like free land. Yes, they say that it's free, but it's not actually free. I think the free is just like everybody pays a flat fee, which I'll talk about more. And you just no matter what's on the land, it's just the same cost. Like it doesn't matter. It's just free. Come get it. You pay for a plot. We give it to you. and just pay your administration fees. That is what they mean by free. It's actually very cool, and that's why it's so affordable, is because they're actually not technically charging for the land, and they're not charging for what they could, is what the point is. Not even close to what they could be charging. So there's in phases, right? So phase 1, they did release 100 acres, sold out. Phase 2, they released 400 acres, and it's selling fast. It's like halfway sold out right now. And then it's sold out for the time until they release more. Here is, which you can't see it that great. This is a picture that was taken in the actual office. When you go to the land office, it shows you the different areas. So residential is the red, and then there's education areas. So this is like all of this is phase 2. Then they have agricultural, they have commercial, they have public utilities. So they really mapped it out and zoned it. The chief is responsible. There is power. The chief did that. The chief did also the roads. So it's like their commitment. And so that's why I liked, me in particular, I liked being a part of a community over just, oh, I'm gonna come to Ghana and buy land, because there's a lot of opportunity to buy just plots of land, like a lot. And you figure it out, you do your own thing. But for me, it's my first time building, and like, I really wanted to be a part of a community, and I wanted somebody, I wanted help. I wanted people to advocate for me. I wanted people that understood me, as far as like the Americans and the way that we expect things to get done, even though it does not go how we expect most of the time. At least the other people in the community understand why we're frustrated when stuff doesn't go the way we think. So I like that part of it. But anyway, it's a whole community and it's a whole plan. And so, as I said, they're selling every day. And that's why I'm taking it in groups of also just doing groups of 10 to help people, but they're releasing more land. So they released actually more land this year than they had planned to. All right, I see no questions yet. Perfect. Just showing you again where it's at. You're in Accra. So this is where you're like in Asebu right here. This is a map from another presentation I thought was really good, so I'm sharing it. So if you're in Asebu here, you go this way. It's only a few roads. You go this way, Accra, 2.5 hours without crazy traffic. Ghana traffic is crazy sometimes. And then go straight, and you're headed to Elmina and the castles, and then go right. Go straight. It's just more down this into the Asebu, and then go right. You're going to Cape Coast. So you're only, I say 30. See, this is a little bit inaccurate too. I mean, 25 minutes you get to Cape Coast, but the point is you're close to all these things, and that means restaurants and shops and, entertainment, all kinds of things you can do within 20-25 minutes until the area is developed. Now, for like stores, I mean, there are grocery stores and things like that within like nearby, but you have to like stock up, you will have to get things and stock it up. It's not like on the corner. I mean, there's tons of places to buy things if you need something quick. I'm used to that life. I'll go to a local shop and get small things, but you can go to like the bigger stores, like a Melcom, what would be, I mean, for me, the Melcom in my neighborhood is giving Trader Joe's. Like, it definitely is nice, and it's an upscale store, and they have like a Melcom Mall that's like a super Target. That's the vibe of these stores. So they also have Palace, which is a very nice store. So you're going to get all that you need. It's very easy. You just got to kind of stock up on what you need. And then when you get out to where you live, just know like there's no quick store runs, but there's stores within reach. You're not living out in the middle of nowhere with nothing around. You definitely can go grab food. You definitely could do things like that. It's not like you're out, like I said, in the middle of nowhere. But as the community develops, there's going to be stuff right by us in our neighborhood as people build stores and shops and restaurants. And on my land, I'm definitely doing something for food. So that I'm working on stuff with other people. I know I'm talking a lot, so bear with me. Each plot is 100 by 80. So that's approximately, I don't know, not a quarter of an acre, but you see this number. That's where they do the measurements. It's a limit of 2 plots per person. Families can have, you can get plots in your kids' names. They can be minors. It doesn't matter. It's fine. So my limit is 4 because it's me 2, my daughter 2. And one of you guys have 5 kids, you and your husband, Y'all got 14 plots. Y'all got 2 blocks. So literally you can do that. The reason why they do not allow you to buy more is because of the fact that they want people to build, and they don't want somebody to come buy it all up and have money, because the point is we're really trying to create a community and give opportunity for people to come and buy land. And so I love that they're restricting it. And I love that they give it out at random. Like, you literally, you get what you get, but you can request and be honored with the request of being in a group with your people. Like, I'll show you the block again. These blocks, there's people who, all these are plots here. So there's people, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, that's like 10. Can be a family. And this exists. There's a Chicago block. There's like a Baltimore couple blocks. It's real. It's very cool, in my opinion, that you and your family could buy up the blocks. And it sees where the streets are too. So the chiefs will put the streets in. Streets as we know it in America, yes, it'll be a paved road. As of now, it's not a paved road, but it's still manageable and it's fine. But don't, just be prepared that it doesn't move super fast, but you do have a road that you can navigate. Back to the slide. You must be of African descent. So you have to be brown African descent. You did one of these DNA tests, you from Africa, cool. That's it. Brown though. I mean, I didn't make the rules. This is true though. Brown descent. I don't mean like you can't be light skinned. Please don't go there with that. But you know what I'm saying? If you don't know, you really do know. You're just in denial that you don't. Okay, you do not have to be a resident of Ghana at all. People always ask me about residency. Think about United States. You can't just come to America and be a resident. Even if you marry an American, same thing in Ghana. You can just walk up and be like, oh, I'm going to be a resident here now. No, it doesn't work like that. Or a citizen. You can be a resident, which I am. I meant to put you not to be a citizen. Excuse the typo. Residency is not hard to get. It takes some time. I have a visa for a year and then I'm working on residency. That's not hard to get. Once you get your residency, then you just keep getting the residency and then you'll be able to apply for the citizenship. I'm not an expert in this. There are organizations here that I'm happy to connect people with who want to be on that path. I can definitely assist you. I'm like a resource, but I don't know everything. I just have managed to find, if I don't know it, I know who knows it. And that's what I know, who knows it and does it legit and does it well. And that's how I've been able to navigate the space. But again, a lot of times you'll ask me questions. Don't, be patient with me if I don't know immediately. I just know somebody that knows. You may be subject to a background check. They say that on their site, on the website. I encourage you to look at the website. And but they didn't give me a background check, but they can. So I have to say that. It's a 55-year renewable land lease. You own the land. You're the land owner. But the way that it works with them, the same way in the United States, you buy land, you own it 100%. You even pay for your house, you still owe property tax. If you don't pay your property tax, they'll take your house. You'll get a tax lien on your house, you'll lose your house. Same thing here, except for it's called a land lease. You have 55 years. So you only pay now when you get your land, and then in 55 years, if you're a non-citizen, then you go renew it and you pay your tax, and it's called your lease renewal with the chiefs, and it's $3,000 to $5,000 US approximately now today. In 55 years from now, it's going to be different because the money's going to be different. But I'm just telling you, like, the equivalent is not nothing crazy. If you're a Ghanaian citizen, if you end up getting your citizenship, you can switch your land lease over to 99 years. All that means is your descendants, beneficiaries, just make sure they mark their calendar to go renew the land when it's time. That's it. They're not gonna come and take it from you. When you hear stories about people, like, I've heard them too. Somebody will sell land, somebody else sell the same land. They'll be fighting over land, they'll get killed over land. That's because it's not registered with the land office and it's not actually yours. Like, it's sketchy. There's a lot of sketchiness happening. So, but this is not sketchy. Because you get your paperwork and you file it and it's registered and it's actually yours. And anytime you hear of those other situations, it's because the land's not registered. anytime you hear anything and it sounds like extreme and, oh, all these things are happening and they bought this land and somebody bought, just say, was it registered? And then it's going to be crickets. And that's usually what happens. So $2,500 per plot. This is the fee that I charge to do everything. This is a $1,200 per plot admin fee that goes to the land office. The rest of that goes to all of the many things that have to happen in order for your land to actually get paid for. So I'll show you the steps in a moment. And then you have 2 years to start building a structure. So they want you to do something. So it's funny because several people have structures. So what they'll do is build a small structure, like literally small. Like imagine like an IKEA, like a studio house or something. They'll build that, they'll live in it, and they'll be building their big house while they're living in a smaller house on their own land. So they'll build a little house that probably costs, I'm estimating 20,000, if that, probably not. And then, the water, they have a studio they're living in. I've seen it multiple times. And then they're building their big house. And I have some videos of that as well. But you have to show that you're doing something. That's why for me, my fee includes, I have this on a slide before I start talking. Hold on. Yes. This is why I'm charging this. Now, I will say, you can go online, look up everything. It's $1,200 to the office. If you feel like you can just do it yourself, okay. Hey, holla at me when you try and then it don't work, especially in a whole nother country. But the cost to them, I have to take it to them to get it in their form of payment. Payment in itself is definitely a challenge. Getting the money converted over, getting the transfers, the currency rate fluctuates daily over here. I tell you, the currency is not that stable. I mean, since I've been over here, December, it was at 12-1. Now it was, and then it went on 10-1, and now it's about 11.3. Yesterday was 11.8 to $1 US. So again, you got to factor in for that. I'm not going to come back to you and be like, oh, the conversion rate change is more money. That's what I mean. As I'm getting stuff done for you, things fluctuate. And so it just has to happen. It's a part of it. Okay. I want to tell you guys, I'm going to pause on that question for now. I'll get to that later, but like, I'll tell you right now, just so you have it in your head, I cannot give you any estimates on building a house. I can't do that. Imagine you saying, just think about this. I want y'all to really internalize, and I'm gonna show you some things, but saying, how much is it to build a house in the United States? It's like, what kind of house do you want? What does it look like? How many windows? How many doors? I mean, do you know how many variables there are in building a house? Keep that in mind as well. It's a house, like a real house, like that you see in the United States. You can build anything you want. You can build anything you want. So only like what materials you want to use, and all of those things go into cost. So I cannot sit up here and I will not try to give you a cost on building a house. I will tell you a couple of costs that people paid, but I can't give you a tour of the inside of their house to show you what materials they used. So just keep that in mind as well. It's the cost is what you want it to be, and you're going to get what you pay for. And Ghana is a cash society, so you're going to get what you pay for. So I'll get back to those questions in a minute, but just please be patient with me. I know that you're very anxious to know, but I'm going to walk through some more things. So we're almost at the end. So this is what it includes. This is why $2,500 per plot. It's a lot of travel. It's a lot of back and forth. I have been going back and forth and traveling, dealing with my 4 plots since the beginning of April, first week of April. I still do not have my indenture paperwork, because the chief, everything has to be signed by the chief himself, and the chief be on his own time. Everybody is on their own time. Nobody's on your time or my time. It's gonna get done. So it's not like you worry, like they're not gonna steal our money. They're not gonna do anything like that. They'll be on their own time. I was supposed to get my indenture last week. Then she ghosted me for 2 whole days. She didn't answer my WhatsApp. She's reading my messages, not saying nothing. But I also can't turn up at all on this lady. I got to just chill. Finally, I'm like, hey, are we good? Do we have a problem? And she's like, the chief hasn't come to the office yet. We have to wait for the chief to come to the castle or the administration palace in Asebu. And he got cribs all over Ghana. So he's not even here a lot. So that's a big thing. It's not like the government in the States where somebody's stamping something. Like, this is going from the land office to the hand of the chief. So imagine like everything getting signed by Joe Biden. I mean, it's like that, I'm telling you. So just, again, this timeline is an estimate, but I got to travel back and forth. I have to keep going back and forth. I went to the office just last week and I told her I was going to go. I'm saying, I'm coming. She said, okay. I got there. She's not there at all and is not coming. She just said, oh, I'm not coming. I live 3 hours from the office. So again, this is what I'm going to have to do to get your stuff done for you. It's fine because I'm doing it now, but just understand, up and down the road multiple times, staying in hotels, getting a driver because I do not drive and I will never drive in Ghana. Going up and down, getting all this stuff done, it takes time. I will also get your receipt. So when you get your land, get one of these first. Oh, okay. This is the paper first. Everything is paper. So I have to get this paper for you, scan it, send it to you. Then you wait a couple weeks. Luckily, I only waited because the chief, she had a stack of these. Oh, snap. She had a stack of, sorry, my hotspot died. Y'all, I apologize. My hotspot died. So anyway, I was showing you. Can you guys see me? Okay. I hope you can see me. Let me share screen again. That was crazy. So that's another thing. Definitely got to get your Wi-Fi and all of that. It's a real thing, but I got that down too. Back to it. She had a stack of these signed by the chief that she had in her office. Oh my God. And so I happened to get mine because she had one left. But this paper, can I show y'all this paper? This is so stupid, y'all. This paper is the paper that basically states that your plots, where it's at, the street you're on, signed by the chief. And then this is what you can take to the surveyor to prove that it's yours. And this tells you, says that the allocation of the allocate me is of an African descent in the diaspora. The allocate pays the appropriate processing fees. This also says I'm going to start developing the plot within 24 months of allocation. That's what the paper says. So you are bound to this, like start something. It don't have to be finished. Ghana take a while to build, but you have to start something. It says you shall not transfer your interest in the land without the consent of the village. So you can't go and just sell it. You have to let them know because they want to still keep the same requirements. So say, for instance, you buy these plots and then you can't build on them and you want to sell them. You can, but the person still has to meet the criteria of what we're all meeting. It also says, reserve the right to re-enter and take possession of the village if the conditions are not met. So it says that they can come in, if you do not meet the conditions, they can come and take it. So just meet the conditions. Start building something within 2 years, something, or sell it to somebody who's going to build something. Okay, now I will facilitate your survey. So I will make sure it gets done and it's the right. I will send you pictures of that. I will facilitate your clearing, give you the prices, facilitate the money for that, send you pictures of that. If you want to get a drone done, which is what I showed you earlier, I will help you do that. And that will just be with me. And then I'll help you start your wall, connect you with the builders. That's where I will hand you over. I'll still help. I'm here, but I do not build homes. I'm not going to pretend that I do. So I don't want to play. You don't need me to be the middleman to play around in your mix. I'm going to put you with the right people to get it done. And then they will answer all your questions. I'll always be here for you to help you to make sure, but you don't need to come ask me certain questions that I know I don't know when I can make sure you're asking them to the person that is the expert. And these people are in the community that are building. So I'm never going to have you out there. Of course, like I said, I'm going to ask you what you need, get you with the right people, and then you will talk to them so that there's no funny business going on. You'll know everything transparent wise. Other expenses. Now let's pay close attention because I got a lot of questions about this. Okay. Everything is based on the size of your land and the vegetation, and in all caps, please. It's how they feel that day. That's the economy. The economy in Ghana is not the stock market, it's not the Fed dollars, it's how they feel today. So I might be able to get some of this stuff half price, and I might have to pay double. This is the truth. I've experienced it myself. I'm happy to be here. I'm not complaining. I pay bribes, I tip, and I pay market price. And I still feel like I'm paying less than I pay in America, but that's just the culture. You can't get mad about it. I build good relationships. So lately they've been feeling like giving me good prices all the time. And so that's the key. Building good relationships, being respectful. And then if they like you, they'll give you good prices. And that's what's been happening. So I got some good prices on my bulldozer because I was just being nice. Bought them some water, just being nice. That's it. A lot of times Americans been coming here, turning up. That don't get you far because they don't like that. Okay, surveying, $75 per plot. We walk the land, market. You saw my videos. If you didn't see my videos, please check them out. It is the bush. So literally have to cut their way through to mark your plot. Then clearing the land. If you have fruit trees, if you have something you want to preserve, then you machete the land. If you want to just knock it all down and just clear it, you bulldoze. Me, I did half and half. I have 4 plots. I machete 2 because I want to keep it nature jungle vibe, and I bulldoze 2, so I'm put a house and structures on it, and I'm going to plant some farm. But I just cleared the land to then replant trees and other things that I want to plant. I do have the connection on the people that plant things. Any kind of tree you want, any kind of fruit you want, I can help you get it on your land. Building the wall depends on the square feet or meters. They don't do in square feet, but the meters that you want, how high you want it, the style you want it, all these things are variable, but I'm throwing out a number like a cheap, like, I don't want to say cheap, like a concrete, like standard concrete wall, like just concrete wall, like let's say like $600, and it'll go around your whole area for 2 plots. But then like if you want a nice gate, a lot of people have nice gates, that'll be another cost. The borehole, you'll never have a water bill forever again. You had to drill a hole, $2,500, you have water forever. It comes out the earth, it's already purified, it has minerals in it, it's there. You have a well, it's yours. And then you get a poly water tank, and the borehole fills the tank, and there you have it. That's it. $200 per tank. I'll probably get 2 or 3 tanks so that I don't never run out of water. And because I plan on having multiple structures, I'm just going to get like 2 or 3 tanks. Why not? Solar panels, 4,000 to 12,000, depending on how many that you need. I think he said like 8 panels or 6 panels was $4,000 that he has on his house. He powers 2 structures and he's fully off grid. But me, I'll probably have to spend around 12 because I have multiple structures and I'll have like multiple things that need power. And I just want a lot of power. I've experienced a lot of power outages and I want power. I also get a generator, and I think he said the generator is like a couple thousand. But also you can get a utility pole near your house. It's $250 to get a pole put up and get a meter where you're tapped into the local power. So local power goes out. Even here where I live at, local power goes out, but then I have a generator. So you can be off grid, on grid, or have a combination of both. It's cheap, in my opinion. It's pretty good price. You have 2 years to start building. So the process, after we go through the process, like I said, what I'm going to do for you, I'll get you to the point where you know where your land's at. You got pictures of it. It's cleared out. You can start thinking about your architect or what you want to put on it. Once you get the whole visual, you know what you want to do. Then you can start thinking about what you want to build, what you can build. And for example, my land is like on a hill, it goes up. So my house is going to be on a hill overlooking the land. That is good. I'm happy about that. But it also, if I was going to do something different on my land at first, but it's not flat, I was going to build something different. So I had to change my plans. So you got to be flexible. So that's why I say, don't have this whole vision until you get your land, until you know what your land is actually able to do, where it's situated at. And then you can start planning out, like, you know, what do you want to design? What do you want to build? And then I'll connect you to the people who are the right people that can help you get those things done. So it'll primarily just be myself, Steve, and then the Cameo One team. Cameo One has a full service. They have somebody for everything. So somebody from the team, architects, windows, you know, anything you need, because they're building a whole development. So the good thing about them currently building a development in Accra, and then also building in Asebu, was like access to getting some materials at a cheaper price because it's bulk. And then also us together, which is why I reached out and started doing this now while I'm building my houses, because I'm like, if somebody else wants to come in and build houses too, let's like come together and buy materials together and get our materials costs down. Because I'm ready to build. But if I can get my prices down by let's buy a whole bunch of bricks together, let's buy a lot of sand, let's buy a lot of cement, let's buy like a whole bunch of windows or whatever together, why not? So that's what I'll do. I'll put you with the right people. There are people that do, what's it called? And I hate that it just went out of my head. Basically like a contractor. They do have companies that are contractor. I am not going to I'm using Cameo One. So I'm not like getting a contractor and Cameo One. I'm kind of using a team that I work with, but you can get a contractor and I can connect you with a contractor for sure. But it will be more money. Just so you know, same in America, like you get a contractor, you bring in somebody, they're going to put their price on it and it's going to be more. You don't really have to do that per se. If you work with our team, it'll kind of be included. Not kind of, it will be included in that. So this is on their website, on this Asebuman video, Asebuman.com video, Asebuman.com website about the project. These are examples of houses they're saying come build on the land. I haven't seen all the houses on the land because there's a lot of land. There's a lot of acres, and I'm kind of only in the same area right now. I'm thinking like the vibe that I'm thinking is like along this line's vibe. I like the modern look, the way my house is, but I'm also going to have like a lot of woods and natural things because I'm having like a jungle look, but like as far as still modern. But this is what you see most of the houses looking like one story. So let me go to this other question really quick, and just answer Sonia in more depth. I get why they have a temporary home while building bigger structure. What do you think? A 2-story, 3-bedroom, and 2-bath? So that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Like there's so many things that you could do, but I'll say this: 2-story. I know this for a fact. 1 story is a lot cheaper to build than 2. When you're building stairs and another story, everybody has told me you want to add another $25,000 onto your project by just adding another level because of the stairs and the way they build. So a lot of people are building flat, bigger, like a, I guess, ranch. But something like this little house right here, this probably costs like, I've been asking questions. So to give you perspective, my prices are not from experience. Every time I see a house and I'm with Gus and I'm with Steve, I'll be like, how much did that house cost to build? How much did this house cost to build? What do you think this costs? Okay, so I'm learning, I'm asking questions. So a house like this, when I've asked them, how much does this cost? They're like 30,000, 40,000. And then a house like this, 80. This is a guesstimate based on some other houses that I've seen that were like 5-bedroom, 3-4 bathroom, and they were like 80,000. Somebody said, have they approved any type of residential or commercial structure for land development? This is the thing. You can build whatever you want. They're not coming and telling you what to build. So think about containers. You know, in the States, everybody want to do containers, but the land doesn't allow you to do containers because they have all of these restrictions and zoning and blah, blah, blah. This is a good thing and a bad thing. You can build whatever you want to build. They're not telling you what you can build, what it has to look like, nothing. Ain't no neighborhood association telling you. There is a neighborhood association. There is a neighborhood association, but they're not telling you what to build and what it looks like. They're not doing that. So that's why I bought 4 plots. Like, if y'all gonna build something ugly, let me just have my own little area where I don't gotta see what y'all doing. But they don't tell you what you could do. Like, you can build, if you get a residential plot, you can build what you want. You get a commercial plot, you submit what you're going to sell, what you're going to do. It's pretty flexible. This is the very early stages. We're getting in so early because it's only phase 2. I'm sure by the time everybody gets in it, they're gonna try to have more rules, because I feel like it could be a lot. So I'm definitely planning on being involved in the community, and like, I'm gonna go and I'm out there all the time, and I'm going to get involved and get in the HOA. They have HOA. They told me the fee's like $200 a year, something like that. And they built a bridge. They built a project that helped like with the water. So like, they're actually, the Americans and diasporans, they do stuff differently than the Ghanaians. So I love to see how the people who, like I said, it's over 600 people that have land over there. So I love to see how they're coming together and like building stuff and helping and bringing that kind of like American organization, or that we know over there. She said, oh, here's a better understanding. I agree with you on the many variables. You're welcome. You're welcome, Sonia. I'm glad you feel me. All right. So Precious said, is this idea for someone that's planning to live in Ghana or visit often, especially if building a house? How much time would you think you will have to spend there? So unlike other places, you don't have to spend time there to be here. If you wanted to just rent it out, you could. I mean, again, Cameo One Homes, where I work, the company I work with, they do short-term and long-term rentals. So if you wanted to build a house to have residual income, and so you want to come visit, do it as an Airbnb, do it as short-term rental, you could do that. I'm living here now, and I will be living here for some years, but I'm also going to be living in Rwanda as well. And I'm also a citizen of the state. So I'll probably my goal is to spend 6 months a year in Ghana, because I want to kind of be more stable in my life right now and not travel so much. But it's up to you. There's no requirement, Precious. So, we're young, right? And so think about starting to build something now that you may want to go to in 20 years from now, when it's more developed, when it has more roads, when it has more of the things you need. But in the meantime, you could be renting your house. So my plan is, right immediately before I build my house, I'm building some casasitas. They call chalets, casasitas, small houses that are studios and 1 bedroom in my little jungle area. And I'm going to rent those houses out on Airbnb to people who are coming to build their houses. For example, I am always there. I'm there every week. I have to stay at a hotel in Cape Coast, 25 minutes away. If someone on the land had an Airbnb for me to stay in, I would stay there. I know somebody had one, I think it was booked, but like, we need more, because all these people are coming to build, and you want to be on site. So I'm gonna build small units to use as Airbnb, and I'm gonna use that income to continue to build my own stuff. Every time I make money, I put it into my project, because the great thing about being here, it's a cash society. Everything is all cash, but you build at your speed and at your pace. So did I say that already? Yes, you build at your budget, your taste, and your pace. You'll see when you come to Ghana a lot of projects that are unfinished or in progress. I've been living in this house I live in for 2 or 3 months. The house next door nothing was happening. It was like half built. And then all of a sudden, last week, they came and started finishing it up building. Then they'll go away. They build when they get money, and then they come back. They build and they come back. You can do the same thing. And it's beautiful, because when you're done, you own it, and you don't got to pay any more bills for 55 years. So you have to pay your land lease. So it's great, but you can build at your pace. So if you're like, hey, I'm just going to put 5,000 in, every time I get some extra money, okay, let me buy some sand, let me buy some bricks, let me buy some windows, let me buy some doors, it'll just add up. And then you'll feel good, because you don't got no mortgage. Nobody can take your house from you. That's a real thing. People in Ghana are not stressed out because nobody's house is getting taken. None of these things happen because everybody just owns their home. So this is actually what's happening. I wish I could have showed more, but I couldn't get them uploaded. So let me pray this video works. Don't do me dirty, please. I have all these videos to show you. Please don't play me. Maybe if I turn my video off. Okay, I did test this before I came on here. Let me see if another one. Oh man. Okay, okay. Okay, let's see. All right, I gotta just try to like move it myself, maybe. My patience with Ghana internet is very low. Come on, guys. While this is loading, please, do you have any more questions?
I don't.
No questions. Let me see the question box. I'm so annoyed right now. If this doesn't work, well, you can see a bit. This is a house getting built. This house has 2 levels, 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. It's gonna be a rental house as well. This person is spending about $80,000 on this house. It has a couple balconies. You can see it's overlooking.
No.
Okay, is it gonna work? This person is building a red brick. They have a brick machine. Thank you. Work. And they're building a nice house. It looks really nice. And they have a little house over here in the corner. That's where he lives right now. He lives in his little house. Please let me show y'all. Okay, this little house, this is where the man lives. And every time I go back, he has made a lot of progress on his house. And he looks like he has 2 plots. I'm excited. Okay. And then on the other side, I wish it would just play, but what I'll do is upload all these videos and stuff into a Google Drive, and then I'll send you guys a link and you can just see them at your leisure. This house. And then this is driving down the road. Okay, let's see. This is like the road. Let me pull up the questions. Okay, can you send us a copy of the slideshow? Yes. Says Dawn, I'm coming for sure. I'm an American living in Nigeria in the States. However, when I go home in Nigeria, I want to come meet you because I have a ton of questions for someone who's been back and forth in Nigeria. Do you have anything in progress for diaspora who wants to present in Ghana? Who wants to be president in Ghana and invest in? No, this is this presentation today is everybody can. This is not an investment. This is like you buying your own land. I'm not asking you to invest in anything for me. I buy my own land and I'm paying for my own land to get built. I don't want no investors. This is for you to buy land and I will help you to do what you want. So yes, we can talk, and yes, please, anonymous attendee. Yes, but please be clear, you guys, this is not an investment opportunity. This is not that. This is just me sharing something with you guys because I'm excited that I had an opportunity to find this. It's a dream come true for me. I'm not gaining much. I mean, I maybe make a few $100s once after I get done paying everybody. But what I really gain is like cool neighbors and like other people who want to come build. But you know, that's what it is. So as far as for investment though, that investment is between you and like yourself. So like you said, investment for you. So that's want to be clear to everybody. Like I'm not asking you to give me money for an investment, but like, you know, we want people who want to come help build the community and build the town. So yeah, if it was something that you said, okay, I'm going to come build a house and sell it, that's a good idea. Anonymous attendee. Like if you're like, hey, I'm gonna come build something and flip a structure. I'm gonna sell a plot with land on it. That's a good idea. And Cameo One could help you do that and help you make that an investment. If it's an investment, it is an investment of your own. So I just wanted to be clear about that, but I'm happy to help because I want this to happen. I believe in it. I believe in what we can do as a community, and I just like want people to come build and do dope stuff. So, yes, you got my email, and let's keep talking. Okay, let me replay this whole video because it's finally loaded.
All the way down on by that yellow brick road looking. That's the instructor.
That is Steve's Coakley's 2-plot. That's one plot, but he has 2 plots next to each other. And it's an area that he calls Black Think Tank, and anybody can just come. Let me see if this video is better now. Okay, yeah, you've seen this whole video. There's a clear video. I'm excited. And then here, this video should be clear. So my patience was not there, but well, maybe this one's not working good. Next one, these are things that are under construction. This was a video, but you can see this definitely was a video. A lot of things being built. This is over in phase 2. So this is in phase 1. Phase 1 are still building. Everybody, everywhere you go, they're just building. And there's a lot of good teams out there. There's a lot of good opportunities, different types of homes being built. The price is excellent, especially with you doing the legwork. I think so, because I'm not gonna do this for long. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna do this for long because it's a time-consuming thing, but I'm already going through it for myself. So I might as well take your stuff with me because I'm already doing it. And I want other people to build it up because I want to have people around. So I think it'll be really cool if we come together and do this, and we can even build in blocks together. Brittany said, are we able to work with Cameo One to be a real estate person as well and get more Black people to invest in the community on top of our own purchase? You wouldn't be a real estate person, but you definitely could get like a referral or a commission, but it wouldn't be like you're on the Cameo One real estate team. But certainly if you want to send like referrals. Now, this part of like coming to buy land is just me helping to do this. Cameo One kicks in when it comes to, let me turn my video back on. Cameo One kicks in when it's time to get the architecture, do the building, because they're a developer and they do real estate sales, management, leasing, and those things. This part of the process of like me taking your paperwork to the office, that Cameo One was not doing this. I brought this to the table because this is a thing for like the diaspora. So Cameo One generally focuses on like a lot of the Ghanaian and local property. So I brought this to him and said, hey, Gus, come build over here. And he liked the idea. And now he's working with me to build my stuff. So that's why, and I work with him because I'm doing the real estate around Ghana as well. But long answer short, yes, we want more people to come. We want more people to do that. And if you brought someone to build, or, I'm sure that Gus will work out some kind of commission if that's what you're asking. I'm not in charge of that. So, but I'm sure it could be done. But I definitely believe in the vision as well. And like I said, it's already over 600 people here. Every day, more people are buying land. It's really, really dope. Every day, more people are buying land over there. And it'll be sold out soon. And I just said, I don't want to be on the other side of things, looking back like, oh, I had a chance to buy land in Ghana in 2023 and I didn't buy it. And now it's right 10 minutes from the ocean and by the slave dungeons where every single person always goes to. The land is right there. I just can't pass it up. And what's the worst that can happen? I feel like the worst that can happen, let's see, 2 worst things that can happen. The worst thing that can happen is the Zoom keep cutting off. No, but the worst thing that can happen, I think, is the chief say, never mind, I want it back. So that won't happen. I mean, that just doesn't happen, but I'm thinking of the worst thing that can happen. No, because all these people have been building land. It's not going to happen. No, the government will step in. It's just, that's not going to happen. Second worst thing is you run out of money and you can't keep building. So you have to sell it, but somebody will buy it. So that's not worse because you'll make your money because you're going to sell it for more than what you bought it for anyway. Worst thing, you're just like, life is lifing. I bought the land. I can't build on it. You could just sell it right away to somebody else. And so not bad. So that concludes my presentation. I'm going next week. If people are ready to buy, I'll go get your land. I'll go buy your plots and we'll start the process because I'm already going to be there. So, yeah, that's it. I'm sure you have more questions. You can ask me here. You can, let me see if there are any more. Nope, no more questions that I see. Let me check. I thought I saw an email. How much is the borehole process? I answered that. If the land is being farmed for crops, can it continue? Oh, I did not mention that. I meant to mention that. Thank you. So I posted this is on Instagram. There is a caveat. If you buy land that has trees on it or any type of farming, like my land has 82 palm trees, and I have to pay for all of the farmland to the farmer. The first land that I had had 13 orange trees. You have to pay. It's not expensive, so I'm gonna have to end up paying like 20 CDs a palm tree. That's times 82, like $200. But yeah, you have to pay the farmers out, and then it's yours to farm, or you could just keep working with them and have them farm it and y'all share a crop or whatever, but you have to pay them out. Can you buy the land in your son or daughter's name? Yes, anybody's name, as long as it's, actually a person in your family and that they are brown, African descent. Will it cause any issues when doing things on the land? No, there would be no issues because nobody's coming after you. You get a building permit, we'll help you get that when you're ready to build. It doesn't matter whose name the land's in. Do you know anything of the future plans for the area in terms of infrastructure? And then, so I answered about clearing infrastructure plans. Yes, it's all on their website. And also they're building out a whole, commercial, schools, gas stations, all these things. But then Cape Coast, it's a town down the street. So Cape Coast and Elmina, they're towns and they're building those towns. And so everything is developing in general. It's a completely developing nation. Do your research, do your own research. Don't just rely on me when you want to look deeper into, there's so many videos out there. There's so many people talking about this. So, and there are people saying they can help you too, which do what resonates with you. That I just wanted to share this opportunity because I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And everybody should have land, and let's build a Black town. I'm excited. I can't wait. And I'll be out there in the beginning stages and it's peaceful and it's nice. I go out there all the time and hang out with Steve, and it's just beautiful out there. Any kind of fruits on that land. I mean, if you don't have the coconut trees and the mangoes and the oranges and the palms, your neighbor got it. It's the cassava's out there growing, the plantains out there growing, the yams are out there growing. It's just like, I just love it, me personally. So next steps, email me if you're ready to get started. And again, you're not in a contract with me. I'll sign a paper saying I'm going to do all the things that I said I'm going to do, but it stops when your land is purchased. You got your papers, you got your receipts, you got your indenture, and you're ready to build. I'm not going to go into any contract saying I'm going to build. I'm not a project manager over the building, but I'm going to always point you in the right direction to get what you want done and make sure that you're not getting taken advantage of, and you got somebody on ground to follow up. And I'm happy to follow up and say, hey, what's going on, or go take a picture or whatever. But the first thing is you'll give me your money and I will give you one of these. And then after you get that, you will get one of these papers. And then you get to clear your land after you get this. Then you clear your land and go from there. I don't even have my architecture stuff done yet. I'm getting the drone tomorrow again, because I had the drone go the first time and it took pictures of the area that I bought before. So once I get the new drone and get to see the area top down, then I'm going to have Then I have all these palm trees. So I have to pay somebody to come walk it and do me a sketch so I can see the area, because the drone won't catch under the trees. So I'm still working. I don't know exactly how I'm going to build it. I don't have the answers. The October trip information is omninoir.com/Dawn Dickson. It ranges between 6,200 and 7,500 single double occupancy. So it would be a great thing if you did buy the land. If you came to the trip, you could go right. We're going to the area, and you could see your land and, see the area, see the community. We're going to spend 2 days out there. This is a good time to do that. It will be a good time to do that. So yeah, I think I've talked enough for a Friday night, because it is 10 o'clock at night for me. And so if you don't have any more questions, let's get it. Come be my neighbor and let's build some cool stuff. And let's be a pioneer of a Black town in Ghana. And with all these other people, like I said, there's so many of them. I don't even know them all. There's so many of them. And I can't wait to meet them. And maybe we can have a block. They got the Baltimore block, the Chicago block. Maybe we can have our own little crew somewhere. I see another question. Oh, more. How is the hospitals? Brittany, I don't know. I never been to the hospital. This is a place, Africa in general is a place where they focus more on natural things, not the prevention and so lots of herbs and things like that. But there are hospitals, clearly, if you have an emergency, you can go to the hospital. There's hospitals in the Cape Coast, there's hospitals around. They do have solid hospitals. I've asked those questions, if I had an emergency, what do I do? Where's the ambulance? They have ambulance. But if you have a serious medical issue, most people leave the country. So, that's the answer. You can get a checkup, but I'm a citizen of the United States. I go to the United States, I get my doctor visits. It's a developing nation. If you got something real serious, go to Europe. It's close, somewhere you can go. But that's the reality. It's not a place for sickly people, because you may not be able to get your treatment that you need. That's the truth. Yes, have a great Mother's Day to everybody. But let me go back to the healthcare, because I see it as an opportunity. Come on, doctors, come on, nurses, come on, practitioners, dentists, chiropractors, everybody, bring your skills, bring your talents. We need it. We need young people. We don't need retirees. We love y'all. We love y'all retirees, but y'all chilling. We need somebody to come work, help build, communities. Even the retirees, y'all need resources. So we need people like me and others to start things to, there's not a good hospital. Let's start one. Let's have a really nice clinic. Let's have a really nice urgent care on site. This is what is necessary. Think about what can be done when we bring our talents here. Everything you ever wanted to do, come do it here. So I thank you all for your interest. If you want to move forward, people are I want to send my money. Send the money. Let's get it. I'm going back on Monday and fight the good fight. Hopefully the chief signs my paper. That's what I'm waiting on. But I've definitely learned to be patient. And you all, I made you answer that question, because I'm don't cuss me out when I tell you that it's going to be Friday and 2 weeks later you don't have it, because it's not my fault. It's because the chief they got more holidays in Ghana than anywhere I ever met any in my life. It's always a holiday. The office is closed, then a holiday before the holiday, and a holiday after the holiday. And I'm just sitting around waiting for everybody to come back to work. This is what it's like. Or they'll just decide I'm going to go to lunch, and they just do not come back for the day. This is the reality of it. But it's still beautiful, and we can still get a lot done. It's still working with Black people, but it's different. This real different, because it's not much accountability. So imagine working with Black people with no accountability. That's Lord. They're well, I'm tired. Well, I'm going home. Well, the chief, I know you drove 3 hours, but the chief didn't sign the paper. No, I don't feel like I should tell you not to come. I'll just let you know when you show up and I'm not there. Then I'll tell you. Just forget about the 3-hour trip you just made. Don't worry about it. And I'll just be nice, because the last thing I want to do is make the person mad that got my paperwork and who's in control of my situation. So I just be bribing her all the time. She stay getting a tip for just doing a terrible job. I'm tipping her every week for doing a terrible job, but it's still getting done at her pace. So nobody's on my time, they're on their time. But we're gonna still get it done, and we can be the change that we want to see. So everybody have a great evening. I'm hanging up now. I'm tired. And let me know what you want to do. Bye-bye.